Welcome back, guys, to another awesome video we're about to have. Chris is back with me today, and we are talking about some very interesting conversation that I feel like a lot of people are having right now, and that is whether or not Pokemon are putting out too many Pokemon card sets, or are the sets just too big? And we're going to discuss whether or not it's one, the other, or both. And we're going to kind of talk about that and see what kind of negative effects that can have on the hobby as a whole, possibly. You know, we're gonna give our 2 cents. You better let us know in the comments below if you think that they're putting out too many sets, or if there's just too many cards. I don't know about you, Chris, but personally, I think it's a combination of both, but I think it's more on the side for me that there's just too many sets.
Yeah.
It seems I agree. especially if you're opening the Japanese sets, it's basically every single month you're opening a new set of some kind, in English and Japanese. Even if you're just doing English, we had 6 sets this year. That means we had a set every 2 months. And the sets are so large that you just can't, you can't really dive into a set. You don't have enough time. You're focused on the next one. Like before Fusion Strike even came out, Brilliant Star was already leaked, and we already knew that there was going to be a Charizard and all that. And I saw all over Twitter, like, well, sorry, Fusion Strike, I'm saving my money for Brilliant Stars. And it's like, that's going to happen if you have sets that are too close together. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree and have a question.
Yeah.
So, yes, there were too many sets this year, I feel. At least, for me, even just collecting English, right? There were too many sets. But the question I raise is, do you think this year in particular was just a bad year because we had both Shining Fates and the 25th anniversary celebration set and the McDonald's stuff and blah, 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 blah come out all within, a span of the same year?
I do think it was definitely a heavier year because of the anniversary. I would assume that next year they're not going to have 6 sets. I would hope that next year they're not going to have 6 sets.
That was going to be my part too, is that do you think this was just out of the norm and we'll go back to a normal release schedule next year? Or I start to wonder now, and maybe we can dive into this later in the video, would the Pokemon Company now see this and be like, oh man, we can put out more sets in a year and people will buy it and it'll be great, it's making a ton of money. I wonder if that's rolling through their thoughts too,
Well, I would think personally that Pokemon has struggled, and we've talked about this before. Pokemon initially struggled with getting enough product out to people and keeping up with demand. And now it seems like they're doing better with keeping up with demand, but now their product is suffering because of that. You just got a crease out of your Ultra Rare, out of a Fusion Strike pack. My Fusion Strike full art that I pulled is completely cockeyed off center. I've seen some really... I had a pack from Fusion Strike that you can actually see the alignment dot from where it's supposed to print or be cut. And it's that far off center, you can see the little dot that's on the sheet for where they're supposed to cut. You can actually see it because it's so off center. So there's some definite quality control issues that are going to slip by when you're trying to produce too much. And so for next year, I would hope that they see that they're evaluating all of that, and they say, we're only going to do 4 sets next year.
Yeah.
And really just make them good sets.
Yeah.
And print them well and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That would be if they did. I don't know. How do you feel like when you saw the Brilliant Star stuff? Did that impact your thoughts on how much you were going to open Fusion Strike? When you saw that was already releasing, there was a Charizard, all that stuff. It didn't get you like, well, shit. I'm gonna maybe not open as much Fusion Strike because now I'm saving for Brilliant Stars.
No, I think because I've stuck to a pretty good budget or way of shopping, I think.
Yeah, you've got a good system.
Yeah, and I say this probably nearly every video now, I think, where I buy 2 booster boxes. Okay. One to go into my collection. I get a $30 acrylic case off of Amazon, put that away, as like an investment, I guess. Right. And then I get a second one to open and to enjoy and, put in my binder. Maybe I get, the hit card from that set. I send that to grading, whatever. Right. If I find a random like tin or, other like collection box in a store, I may pick it up, but I always make sure to get, that set's booster boxes.
Yeah.
Right. That doesn't impede my spending and like, I'm not going to get Fusion Strike because of, this other new set coming out. No, that doesn't affect how there are other things now, I think I messaged you the other night, that are going to affect my spending. But that, no, it does not. So.
Yeah, I think it does affect how excited I am for the set that's coming out when I see the new stuff early. When the 2 Charizards leaked from Brilliant Stars like 2 weeks before Fusion Strike came out, I was definitely like, oh man, Brilliant Stars, that's going to be so cool. And it took my focus away from Fusion Strike and said, okay, I'm looking forward to that. And then now Fusion Strike's over here, and I don't really care about it as much as I did because I'm already seeing what the new set is going to be. And that one's not even out yet.
Yeah. See, like, I don't know if it's just me, but like I guess I can compartmentalize like my enjoyment for every set because I think you and I have a different sort of like viewpoint as to like, Pokemon that we like or cards that we like. Like if I had pulled a Rainbow Garbodor out of that set, I actually would have enjoyed that because I like that Pokemon. Maybe not as much as I would say like an Entei or, a Charizard, right? But I like, oh my God, I just pulled a secret rare out of this box. That's so cool. Like I think my mind just works a little different in that sort of like, I can enjoy every set for what it has.
Yeah.
Not trying to like, like I'm the best collector ever kind of flex, but like, I think we just have different sort of like viewpoints on that,
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone has their own preferences on the Pokemon that they enjoy. And, there are certain Pokemon that, especially certain Pokemon that Pokemon company put into those secret rare slots that I just look and say, what are you doing? Like,
right.
But there's probably Garbodor collectors out there. So it's not really for me to say one way or the other, but I definitely get frustrated if I pull that and it's like, damn it.
100%. Now, there are sets that I'll be like, yeah, I'm probably going to maybe buy more of that particular set because there's more cards in it that I want. Like, just to throw out, we were talking about Evolving Skies at one point. I'm like, oh man, you know what? That was actually a good set. I want to get more product of that because there are more cards of, Evolving Skies that I really want to get. Like there's the Dragonite V collection box that I really want. And that's got some Evolving Skies packs in it and stuff like that. It doesn't, detract my excitement away from sets when I see new ones coming out. I'm just like, oh, cool, more cards. Yeah. Awesome.
So let's talk about the size of sets now then, because that's something that we've discussed a few times now, especially since Fusion Strike's release.
That I have a problem with.
I do think
huge problem.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that if the sets were smaller, people would feel like they are getting the full experience in a shorter amount of time. So then you don't feel like you missed out when a new set comes out. Yeah. And I guess we have to keep in mind too that these sets are going to be reprinted probably for the next year. We'll probably see all of these sets in collection boxes and stuff like that for the foreseeable future. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think that the size of sets is just too much. Like, I think, what set was it? Was it Evolving Skies? Danny Phantom did a video where he opened 72 booster boxes. It was either Chilling Reign or Evolving Skies. He opened 72 booster boxes and still had 13 cards that he hadn't pulled for a set. 72 booster boxes. I can't do the math right now, but if a booster box is $100 and it's 72, that's $7,200 to spend, and you're not even completing the set yet.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
That is wild to me.
And thinking about that and saying, well, if I want to complete a binder set of this, I either have to buy all the singles, which isn't as fun, or I have to spend $8,000 to do so. Which one are you going to do? You're going to do the not as fun option if you really want that binder set, because you're not going to spend $8,000 on Evolving Skies. You'd be crazy.
Yeah, like that's so...
It's nuts.
Wild. Yeah. You know, I had a tough enough time just trying to collect the Vivid Voltage Master set, you know? And at some point I had to, you know, I was buying product in stores. I was like, okay, there has to be a point where I stop and go buy the cards individually because this is getting way too out of hand. Yeah. You know, like, and you know, Vivid Voltage, you know, while it is a bigger set, it isn't the biggest set around, you know, but even then it was still hard to collect, you know, and that arguably still has like one of the biggest hit cards from the whole modern series of Sword and Shield cards, you know, the Chunkachu, right? It's
the combination of the two is really killing like how long a set is around for between people not being able to complete or get the amount of secret rares they want to get from the product that they buy, to set coming out a month later and you're like, I just started this set, I'm not even close to done with the binder yet, and there's another set I have to start collecting in a month. It starts to add up too, because even if you buy a booster box at retail and you're buying 6 of them a year, that's $800, over $800. That's a lot of money for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that's just one booster box of each set.
Right. Well, and what if you're a parent trying to collect for kids, or, you know, like what it's just so wild, man. It's tough, you know, like.
I think honestly, the size of the sets and the pull rates that we've seen out of the last few sets, especially Evolving Skies and this new set, just make me not want to open booster boxes. Like, I think for Fusion Strike, I did it the perfect way that I could do it. I went and bought 8 sleeve boosters. I opened them for a video. And I'm not going to buy a booster box. And if I do buy a booster box, it'll be for a booster box collection that I might start. But I'm not going to open it, because the fact that you're not guaranteed, like, the expected value out of a booster box should be higher than an expected value out of like 36 random like sleeve boosters. But it's starting to not seem like that is the case. Like, you could have really banging boxes, or you could have nothing, or you could have a secret rare that has a crease in it.
Yep.
You know, it's like, I would rather over time open 36 random packs at this point than buy a booster box, because sometimes and it's the luck of the draw, but I don't like feeling like I'm spending over $100 and burning it because I don't get anything of value out of the box. It's difficult.
Well, I was messaging you the other night, like, looking at Battle Styles right now, you can get a booster box for $80 right now. Imagine me, you know, on release, having spent, God, how much did I spend on that pre-order? 140, 50, 60?
Yeah, I probably spent around there.
You know,
retail,
like, are you telling me I could have saved half of the amount that I spend if I would have just waited 6, 7, 8 months, you know, after its release?
It's that FOMO.
I don't. Yeah, it literally is.
Fear of missing out is a scary thing. It really drives people. It drives me 100%, especially as a person who creates pack opening videos and stuff like that. It's like, I want product on day one because I want to put a video out. But to do that, I need to pre-order a booster box, and sometimes that's way more than it would be just 2 weeks after it releases. Like, it's FOMO is a scary thing. It's like, it's a psychological like craziness that drives people to spend way too much money.
I experience it in other hobbies, you know, and this is just one of my many hobbies. I'm like, okay, I need to take my foot off the gas and wait, because the overall hype for a new set's release coming out is not worth spending, that much more, and putting myself into further financial debt.
Yeah.
It's totally changed how I'm going to spend.
Yeah.
And open product. So
Andy, think about it. That alternate Tyranitar from Battle Styles, who knows what that's going for now, but I can guarantee you it's not over $100 like it was at release.
Right. Well, dude, while we were talking, I was just looking at, the Rainbow Rare Pikachu VMAX. On release, you could buy that card, for raw, you were looking at for $500.
Yeah, $400.
It's $170 now,
Yeah.
Like, that's still pretty high, right? That's still a chunk of change.
But it's
right?
way more accessible for someone who didn't pull it.
Right.
Yeah, now, 8 months later, then.
And me collecting my master set, like, dude, are you telling me I could have waited a year and not spent $500 and only spent $170? Dude, like,
yeah,
I'm just gonna wait.
That's modern.
Like,
yeah, that's the modern market. It's really high at the start, and then it just kind of trickles down after that. I do want to start a booster box collection.
It's fun and it looks neat, and I don't have that like, oh, I want to open it kind of feeling. It's just like, that looks cool in the corner of my desk over there.
I think if I buy it for the reason of keeping it sealed, because most of the stuff I buy, I don't buy with the intention of keeping it sealed. I buy with the intention of opening it, and then I think maybe I should keep this sealed.
When you code switch like that and be like, okay, I'm going to buy this product to keep it sealed, you keep it sealed. At least I have that feeling.
Well, like the MetaZoo box I have, I bought that with the purpose of keeping it sealed. Now, sometimes I look at it and say, oh man, that would probably be really fun to open. But I'm keeping it sealed because... Yeah,
it's fun to want to open it, right? And maybe, who knows, maybe, 20 some odd years in the future, maybe you do open it, right? But for now, keep it at its value, leave it sealed, and just have fun looking at it, and it'll be a cool, fun thing to talk about when like family comes over and stuff like that.
All right, guys, well, make sure to let us know in the comments below whether or not you think there are too many sets per year or if the sets are just too damn big. I think we came to the conclusion that it's a little combination of both, but that it might just be too many sets in a year. They're definitely too big. That's 100% correct.
Definitely too big. Might have been a weird year due to the 25th anniversary of Pokemon. Yeah, but it might also, this might become the norm. Let us know what you think down below.
Yeah, and let us know how they could improve in your eyes. What could they do to make Pokemon a bit more fun to open and, excitement for a new set, and maybe not leak the information for the other set before we even get the current set. That would be nice. Let us know in the comments below. Definitely go over to Instagram, Cantorus144, and drop a follow over there for all your miniature painting needs. It's doing some really creative, cool stuff over there, and really appreciate him coming by every week, sitting down and having an awesome Pokemon card chat with me. It's awesome. You should definitely support him. So
thank you, buddy. Always a pleasure being here. Those of you out there, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing with your life?
We've almost hit 1,000.
We've almost hit 1,000,
so
right?
Yeah.
Just do it. Java's great. Comes out with content every week. Like, comment, subscribe, do it all. Smash it. It's great.